Are you a wrestling fan looking to get into New Japan Pro Wrestling and want to start off with their upcoming tournament G1 Climax 33? Or maybe you're a longtime fan of the product and you just need a refresher? Well, this is the video for you. My name is Tyler Sooplex and I have been an on and off fan and spectator of New Japan Pro Wrestling for the last 5 years. So I feel like if there's anybody more qualified to talk about this tournament, it's the guy that reviewed 3 consecutive G1 Climaxes on his YouTube channel before it was deleted by TV Asahi, who copyright striked over 20 videos. If you guys are unfamiliar with the hell I went through in 2020 dealing with TV Asahi and all the copyright strikes I got, all you need to do is search up Sooplex TV Asahi on YouTube and you'll find like these 3 videos right here. Like, they weren't playing around. They copyright struck 10 videos at one point and then 5 videos after that. And yeah, my channel was outright deleted at one point. And yet here we are 3 years later because I'm just him. That's why I'm here. I also know the parameters of fair use within YouTube videos, so I know exactly how to go about avoiding this. And if TV Asahi decides to try that shit again, I'll just fight back like I did last time, win, and probably sue them afterwards. Anyway, G1 Climax 33. G1 Climax is New Japan Pro Wrestling's annual round-robin tournament, with the winner of the tournament going on to challenge the IWGP World Champion in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom the following year. G1 Climax is basically the equivalent to WWE's Royal Rumble, except it's a round-robin tournament instead of a 30-man over-the-top rope elimination battle royal. If you're curious about how this tournament works, I'm going to break this down into WWE terms the best way I can. See, because a round-robin tournament is not your typical single elimination style tournament. Take for example King of the Ring. You have 16 men, but not all 16 men are facing off against each other. They're divided off against 2 blocks. They go up against winners of different matches and then they advance and advance and advance and then they face off against the person who wins the other block, and then that person's the winner of the tournament. A traditional round-robin tournament is made up of an even number of people. Now this can vary sometimes, it could be like 7, 9, 11, but the best way to go is an even amount of people. For this example, we're going to say there's 8 people in this tournament. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, John Cena, Logan Paul, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk. This is just an example, don't take it seriously. Now you think those 8 men are divided off into 2 blocks and whoever wins, whoop-de-whoop. Wrong. All those men will face off against each other at least one time. And here's how it goes down. Day 1 of the tournament starts off as follows. Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, CM Punk versus Logan Paul, and Seth Rollins versus John Cena. Now in a traditional single elimination tournament, Jey, Cody, CM Punk, and Seth win, they move on. Drew, Roman, Logan Paul, and John Cena, they're done. In a round robin tournament, it keeps going because day 2 is the same crop of men except they're now facing different people. No matter if you win or lose, the tournament still goes on. This goes on until you have faced all 7 men in your desired tournament. Now, in the midst of CM Punk facing 7 different people in the same tournament, here's how he gets his points. A win by pinfall, submission, DQ, or countout will get you 2 points. A no contest of any way, being double countout, double DQ, or a time limit draw, each person in that match gets 1 point. You don't really want 1 point because that gives you an odd number, and an odd number can go either way if you're going to win or lose, but it's better than nothing. And obviously, a loss of any kind gets you 0 points. At the end of the match rotation, which will be the last day of the tournament, points will be counted and the man with the highest amount of points wins the tournament. Draw back to the example, let's say Logan Paul has 12 points and everyone underneath him has either 10 or under that. Logan Paul would win that round robin tournament. But because there's an even amount of people, there's always the possibility that there could be a tiebreaker where 2 men have the same amount of points at the end of the tournament. So what happens if, say, CM Punk and Roman Reigns both end the tournament with 10 points? In the event 2 or more men are tied with points at the top, the winner of the tiebreaker will be deemed the winner of the tournament. Here's the example I was talking about. Roman Reigns and CM Punk both have 10 points at the top. At some point within this tournament, they would have to have faced off with each other. Whoever won that match between those 2 men will be the winner of the tiebreaker. So on day 7, we see that Roman Reigns faced Drew McIntyre, he won his match, and CM Punk faced John Cena and he won his match, and they both got 10. But on day 2 of the tournament, both men faced off against each other and Roman Reigns won. So even though they're both tied, Roman Reigns won the tiebreaker, which would mean that Roman Reigns would win the round robin tournament. That is the simplest way to explain a round robin tournament. And in years past, New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax would be the exact same concept except with 2 blocks. Basically, there's 2 tournaments going on within the same tournament. A block and B block. So for this example, we're going to say that AEW had their own version of the G1 Climax and WWE had their own versions of the G1 Climax within the same tournament. A block for AEW, B block for WWE. CM Punk wins A block, Roman Reigns wins B block. In the G1 Climax, the winner of A block would face the winner of B block, and the winner of that match would be the definitive winner of the G1 Climax. That's more or less how it's worked in New Japan for the better part of 31 years. Now someone, backstage, decided to have the bright idea and say, hey, instead of having 2 blocks like we traditionally have, let's have 4 blocks. So instead of there being A block versus B block, now there's A block, B block, C block, and D block. G1 Climax 32 did this, and not only did they have 4 blocks, but they had an uneven amount of people in each block with 7 men. And what came of it was the most overwhelming experience New Japan fans have experienced in a very long time. Because in the very beginning, it was pretty simple. D block had 1 match, B block had 1 match, A block had 1 match, and C block had 1 match. The only thing about that is that you would have to be following all 4 blocks in order to keep up. Then they started getting cute halfway through the tournament and made it so that way there would be certain days where D block got 2 matches and every other block only had 1 match. And this created a conundrum because now, if you miss 1 single day of this tournament, you likely are going to be lost. God forbid you miss 2 or more days, you might as well just not watch the tournament now because now you're behind and you don't know what's going on. And don't you dare think about hopping somewhere midway through because you're going to be all over the place trying to figure out who's in the lead, who beat who. I don't know why they did it that way. So this year, they're doing it again. 4 blocks, 8 men to this block, making it a 32-man tournament, the biggest in New Japan's history. Now, when I first heard that concept, I rolled my eyes and said, I'm probably not watching this tournament. That sounds like overkill. But then they announced all the competitors in A block, and I said, alright bro, bet. Then I looked at the layout of the tournament, and instead of having tag team matches all throughout the card leading into the main matches, they're going to have 4 matches from A block and 4 matches from B block on one day, and then 4 matches from C block and 4 matches from D block the next day. And it's going to alternate throughout the entire tournament. That much makes it easier to follow. However, I'm not excited about how they're going to handle the quarterfinals and semifinals of this tournament. Rather than having a traditional A block versus B block winner, they're doing quarterfinals. Not one definitive winner of the block, there's 2. First and second place. So now, you get a second chance in a tournament even if you're not the first place winner. There's 8 people in the quarterfinals, and here's how it goes down. Quarterfinal 1, A block first place winner faces C block second place winner. B block first place winner faces D block second place winner. C block first place winner faces B block second place winner. And D block first place winner faces A block second place winner. Now, who the fuck laid that out that way? I don't know, but they should never lay out tournaments ever again. Because that's unnecessarily confusing. Take notes of the quarterfinals, because then we get into the semifinals. Quarterfinal 1, 2, 3, and 4. The winners of quarterfinals 1 and 2 face off against each other, and the winners of quarterfinals 3 and 4 face off against each other. And the winners of those will face off against each other in the finals, and then that person will be the winner of the G1 Climax 33. Again, they overcomplicated the end of the tournament. But that's how we get from point A to point B. In A block, the must-watch block in my opinion, you have Kaito Kiyomiya, SANADA, Shota Umino, Narita, Yota Tsuji, Hikuleo, Chase Owens, and Alex Coughlin. Gabriel Kid, my bad. In B block, you have KENTA, Kazuchika Okada, YOSHI-HASHI, Tanga, Phantasmo, Taichi, Ospreay, and the Great Khan. In C block, you have Evil, Tama, Tomohiro Ishii, Shingo Takagi, Mikey Nichols, Aaron Henare, AEW's Eddie Kingston, David Finlay. And in D block, you have Alex Coughlin, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Hiroki Goto, Toru Yano, Tetsuya Naito, Zack Sabre Jr., Alex Shane Haste, and Jeff Cobb. There's almost 100 matches happening in this tournament, and I'm not going over every single one, so if you want somewhere to look at the schedule, there will be a link somewhere on this video. If you can't click the link, type it in. The best places to get updates on who's winning the tournament is voicesofwrestling.com, cagematch.net, and the Wikipedia page for G1 Climax 33. Now, because this tournament is so complicated, I will not be doing predictions about who's going to the quarterfinals and the semifinals. Instead, I'm going to be saying who I think is most likely to win from each block. For A block, my pick for the emerging winner will be SANADA, IWGP World Champion, and he's the most seasoned of his block, so it makes the most sense. However, this block does have Kaito Kiyomiya, Shota Umino, Narita, and Yota Tsuji, all my favorites. This will be the only block I watch in its duration of the entire tournament. Don't count any of those men out. For B block, my pick would be Will Ospreay. This man's due for a Tokyo Dome main event, but Kazuchika Okada's in the same block, so don't count out the fact that Okada might win. By win, I mean the whole thing. For C block, I got David Finlay, new leader of Bullet Club, and honestly my pick to win the whole thing. For D block, I got Tetsuya Naito. Until fans chill out, he's not winning it. NJPWworld.com is the way to watch it. The first 2 days of the tournament are free. I can follow for more.